Bill's got 2 weeks to finish his electric clinker boat project and get her sailing on the canal for the first time in 10 years.
I think it's very important that you know what you're trying to achieve.
He's combining the use of modern technology with an engineering mind to solve some of the problems that the boat has faced.
This boat has had a number of targets. One of them was to get stuff working together, but another was to actually get it into the water and make it go.
And if his calculations are correct, this traditional boat might become the most technologically advanced one of its kind. The project has reached its watershed. Now that Bill has the engine, the theorising stops and he can start installing it.
If you think about what the installation involves, we've already looked at the shaft in the boat, or we've looked at the tube. The tube will come out of the boat at an angle. This motor has got 4 holes in it, threaded holes, and basically it will be fitted to the front of a bearer or a plank through which the prop shaft will come. Basically, there's a coupling to fit on there, which also fits on here. And I don't know what the distance is. But anyway, the good news is that there's room to get the motor in. Just.
But before Bill can install the motor, he needs to have some parts laser cut. In particular, the engine mounts, the designs of which he's drawn himself and sent to a laser cutting company.
It's easier to engineer the components outside the boat and then assemble them all when they've been test assembled outside the boat. And I mean, basically, I shall do the drawings for this and they will be right.
Bill makes it sound so simple. And his drawings, which have already arrived at the laser cutting company, are being prepared before they're cut.
We're now going to go in, grab all these parts, grab a sheet and nest it.
The parts are cut from a massive sheet of steel. This program tells the laser cutter which bits are being cut and then plots a line for the laser to follow in order to cut the specific shapes. This is called nesting. Once the parts have been nested, and after a quick update to Bill, the metal is ready to be cut. With the parts precision laser cut, all that remains is for them to be extracted from the sheet and filed clean, ready to be dispatched to Bill. And then, hopefully, if they're the right size, to be used on his boat.
The metal has arrived. Got some really nice pieces of laser cut stainless steel here.
But the question is, will they fit?
Right on the joint where the additional piece of material was put in place. Oh, that's perfect. I mean, absolutely perfect fit. One of the things you can be sure about is that if you draw something to scale and it's scaled to its correct dimensions, it'll always cut properly if it's laser cut. These are 2 plates which will be used to mount to the motor in place. This is a bit of frippery, which is my initials on a plate which will go right in front of the steering wheel. So that'll fit on there, right behind the steering wheel.
Flushed with the success of the laser cutting, Bill's been doing a bit more clever thinking.
I made this up last week. This is the controller, you might remember. and it needs to be on a cool surface. So I've worked out so that I can pump river water or canal water through this. This is a heat sink, which will make sure that this has got somewhere cool to sit to dispel any temperature.
Where did you get that from?
What?
The thing.
This?
Yeah.
I made it. I just made it. It's just a bit of copper sheet and a few plumbing fittings and a bit of solder.
Bill seems to be making some serious headway. And he's not the only one that's noticed a difference.
You can definitely see, through things that he's been doing with the boat, he's happier with it because he's achieving something. If every weekend or, the odd evening, if maybe he can get back from work a bit earlier and he's done something extra with the boat, then he's happy because he's got that bit further.
Just do something that you're really passionate about, and this is what he's passionate about, and he's kind of seen this, and now he's got his goal and he's going to reach it, and it's just, that's what life's about. It's not about sort of sitting around doing all your boring chores.
It's now looking likely that this boat will get back on the water. But will Bill be able to finish all the work he wants to do in the time he has left?
So we're kind of doing everything at the 11th hour, I think. I have to come back from a meeting in Manchester. I don't expect I'll be back here until 5 or 6 o'clock. But I've got a couple of specialist engineers from Sevcon coming over who are going to make sure that I don't get it wrong on Wednesday night. So we will be ready with the boat to launch on Thursday.
And of all the things that I was most worried about, Bill has now managed to build a proper watertight housing around the prop shaft.
It was just easier to put the shaft in and then measure where it was and then do the woodwork afterwards, which is exactly what I've done.
He's also finished fitting the motor, and with the help of Ian and Dave from Sevcon, the electronics are being finely tuned for the boat's launch.
The technology's all there. I mean, everything that is needed, we've really got totally modern technology.
So, with Bill confident that this wooden clinker-built boat can be driven by an inboard electric engine, coupled with a state-of-the-art propeller and a cutting-edge speed controller, all that remains to be seen is whether the proof is in the pudding.
What is going to happen? Gently, gently, come on, some more. If you wish, yeah.
That's very kind of you. Thank you.
With Bill ready to go, the only additional crew he's going to need is Dave's laptop, which can actually monitor the dynamics of the boat as she's underway.
Down you go, Bill.
Good.
You making any water?
I'm not getting a drive here.
Some more speed?
Yeah. Nothing. Are you giving it to me? Yeah.
There seems to be a problem in that there's no power reaching the propeller.
Lined up.
Bill checks the propeller to make sure it's turning properly.
I can't turn it off.
Suddenly, Dave manages to fire the engine up from his laptop. But for an electric motor, it seems awfully loud, and Bill's worried it might overheat.
Can you see the controller temperature there?
20 degrees.
Right. What can it go up to?
76.
That's fine. We'll need to get a box of that motor. It's brand new though, so the brushes haven't had a chance to bed in. Oh, that's great.
The boat is finally on its way. But for the moment, it's being controlled by Dave on his laptop. And this is something that wasn't planned.
Can we have some more power, please? Engine room, ding, ding. So we're driving on the computer because the component that I've put in here is faulty.
With the boat running slightly louder than Bill would have wanted and a faulty speed control, just a minor undersight, I decided to hitch a ride.
Yeah, well, I see we're still here with the computer. Is this going to be a feature of life?
No,
or
this is the engine room. So I call for power and it comes from here.
I see.
No, it can be controlled on this, but this potentiometer's stuff.
Right, that's like the throttle.
The throttle. I should have tested it. So, we're off.
Well, off we go.
The boat is proving herself capable of carrying 5 passengers, and Bill is well pleased with the current setup. Finally, this tough old vessel has been given a new life.
Remember when we were down here a month or two ago? I was talking about an old boat builder friend of mine who was going to sit on my shoulder. Do you remember? And he was saying, whoa, I don't know about this. This guy's reinventing the wheel. We knew a thing or two about how to do boats. Why should you do it in a different way when the way you know is going to work? Well, Bill's done her proud, really, in his own way. Bill's way is not everybody's way. It certainly wouldn't be my old mate's way, and it wouldn't be mine either. But I admire him for what he's done. He's stuck to his guns, and he's produced a grand little ship. So one way and another, I think we can all feel pretty good today. Good for Bill.